Because
Yeah.
we need someone who's actually a good person.
Well,
because the Democrats have very few candidates that are.
That was, of course, Joe Rogan interviewing Texas State Representative James Tallarico on his podcast last week. Tallarico is emerging as a rising star in the Democratic Party following his interview in previous viral videos, you may have seen them, that have pushed him into the spotlight. And now he is hinting at a possible run for the U.S. Senate seat now held by Republican John Cornyn. State Representative James Tallarico joins us now. Representative, thank you so much for getting up early with us. I'm going to start right there. We know Tallarico for Senate.com is registered internet domain name. How close are you to making a decision there?
Well, my focus is here in the special session that's just been called. Donald Trump is trying to rig the next election by redrawing the political maps here in Texas. So I'm focused on doing the job I was hired to do by my constituents here in Central Texas before I start thinking about applying to other jobs. But once the special session's over, and hopefully after we've stopped this power grab, I'll think about how I can best serve, and that includes the U.S. Senate race.
Very good training by your staff there. Good answer.
I will also point out, Representative, that the website does say launching soon. But I will leave it there. And yeah, see, there it is right there, launching soon. But let's talk about this redistricting, because this is something that is kind of personal to you, because you lost your district in 2021 through the redrawing of the maps. You went on to run in District 50 in 22 and you won. But talk about the impact that this redistricting will have if it goes through. And can you stop it?
Well, you're right. I originally flipped a Trump district in the suburbs outside of Austin back in 2018, and I won that district again in 2020. And then during the 2021 redistricting, the Republicans targeted me, and they broke up my district. They divided the communities of color that I represented at the state capitol. They robbed them of their voices in the political process. And I wasn't ready to let them win that easily. And so I moved about a mile down the road and ran in the district where I grew up next door. And so now I get to keep up the fight in the Texas legislature. I think the Republicans were surprised to see me walk back onto the floor after that gerrymandering attempt. But,
they got rid of you.
Right, exactly. But, this is related to that, big ugly bill that the Republicans passed, because that was the largest transfer of wealth in American history. It was kicking millions of people, including millions of Texans, off their health care to fund tax breaks for billionaires. And they know that's unpopular, but they don't care because they have this plan to rig the next election if we allow it to happen. And so we've got to do everything we can over the next few weeks to stop this power grab from going through. My Democratic colleagues and I here in Texas are having conversations about what tools in our toolbox can we use, because we can't just lie down and let this happen. And so we're going to fight with every fiber of our being over the next few weeks to stop this power grab and protect the democratic process here in Texas.
Representative, what's interesting is, you're calling it a power grab. They're not even trying to hide that it's a power grab. We have some sound from President Trump. This was July 15th on just how many seats they're looking to get.
How many more seats do you want the Republicans to draw?
5.
And then what if California, New York, Illinois, and other places?
Yeah, well, that's okay, too, but 5. I think we get 5. And there could be some other states. We're going to get another 3 or 4 or 5 in addition. Texas would be the biggest one.
11,780. Whenever I hear him say 5, he's very specific when it comes to stuff like this.
Representative, what do you think about the boldness, both from President Trump and from Republicans, to say, no, this is what we're doing. We're looking to redraw so we get 5 seats.
Yeah, they're not even hiding it anymore. And the worst part is that they are using the victims of the floods in the Hill Country a few weeks ago as political cover to play these games. We should be coming back to the state capitol to talk about relief for those victims. We should be talking about emergency management to ensure a tragedy like that never happens again. But instead, we're coming back to the state capitol to get Donald Trump the 5 seats he wants. I mean, the Republicans here in the state capitol are doing his bidding. And this is incredibly dangerous, whether you're a Democrat, a Republican, or an independent. None of us want politicians picking their voters. We want voters picking their politicians. That's how the democratic process is supposed to work. And so we have to do everything we can to stop these politicians like Donald Trump and Greg Abbott from silencing our voices and rigging the next election.
Representative, if memory serves, Texas state legislators fled the state. Was it the last time there was a redistricting situation? Is that something that you and your fellow Democrats are contemplating again?
We are. The last time we broke quorum was in 2021 when the Republicans were pushing a voter suppression bill that would have eliminated Sunday morning voting right before the election. And that, of course, is historically a time when black churches across the state of Texas, across the country, show up to vote, souls to the polls. And the Republicans were targeting that effort. I mean, it was blatant discrimination on its face. And so we Democrats walked out of the chamber to stop that bill from going forward. I think that was the last time I was on your show, Jonathan. It was a while back, but we Democrats are willing to use all the tools in our toolbox, and that's one of them. We haven't even seen maps yet, so there's still a few weeks to see what we're working with here. But the Democrats here in Texas are ready to fight. Just because we're in the minority is not an excuse to lay down and let this happen.
When this happened the last go round, they sent Texas state troopers to go find you. This go round, how concerned are you that the level of law enforcement that would be hunting you guys down to bring you back to the state capitol will be more than state troopers? They could be federal law enforcement agencies getting involved.
Well, and based on what we've seen, they could be, masked, plainclothes officers without badges. So this is scary stuff. But this moment requires courage, and it requires fighters, not folders. And we know throughout our history that people have gone through much worse with less resources. And so I know that my colleagues and I are ready to do whatever we have to do and face whatever we have to face to stop this. Because if we allow this to happen, if we allow them to rig the election, I mean, these politicians are never going to fear the voters ever again. They're going to be able to pass these transfers of wealth. They're going to be able to enrich themselves and their donors with impunity. If they don't have to fear accountability, if they don't have to fear consequences at the ballot box, then they can do whatever they want on a whole host of issues. So this, I know, redistricting and gerrymandering, it feels like inside baseball, it feels like process, but it is the rot at the core of our broken political system. It's why we can't make progress on housing, on health care, on education. So everything comes back to redistricting. It's why we have to do everything we can. Again, not just the elected officials and not just Texans, but everyone across the country needs to focus on this problem and do everything they can to stop it.
Representative, before we let you go, you went on Joe Rogan's show. He wants you to run for president, so you have his endorsement whenever that happens. You have a few steps, I think, before you get there.
Yeah, launching soon. But
it speaks to the fact that you've broken through in a way that many Democrats failed to do. So I just looked at your Instagram. You're at 1 million followers on Instagram, where you constantly are putting out videos of you going back and forth with your Republican colleagues, trying to explain why they want to do the bills that they're doing. Why do you think you're breaking through in a way that other Democrats are sometimes having a difficulty doing nowadays?
Well, if we want to win, we Democrats have to get out of our comfort zone. We've got to go into places and speak with voters who aren't with us yet. And I wish that every voter was listening to qualified journalists like both of you. But instead, they're getting their news on social media. They're getting their news on TikTok and Instagram and on podcasts. And so we have to meet them where they are. We've got to go everywhere and talk to everyone, even people who don't agree with us yet. And so I went on Joe Rogan's show, but I've also been on Fox News. I've been on the Christian Broadcasting Network. These voters need to hear from Democrats directly. They need to hear about our values and our vision. That may be a little uncomfortable. That was a 2.5-hour conversation with Joe Rogan, completely unscripted. I had no idea what we were going to talk about. It's a little nerve-wracking, but it's necessary if we're going to win.
Texas State Representative James Tallarico, launching soon. Thank you very much for coming to the weekend.